God says, few minutes left. A miracle was released for you. Keys, house and money are waiting, but it disappears if you delay. Listen closely, because this is not a distant promise or a slow unfolding plan. This is something that has already been released and is standing at the edge of your reach right now. What you are hearing is about timing, obedience, and your willingness to move when I call you, because what has been prepared for you will not remain open forever. There is a window, a divine opening, and it is not based on chance, but on your response in this very moment. If you hesitate, if you ignore this stirring inside you, the opportunity begins to fade, not because I took it away, but because it was meant to be received in faith without delay. Stay here and listen carefully, because what you are about to understand can shift your entire life in ways you have been praying for silently. Type Amen if you believe. You have been asking for stability, for a place to call your own, for provision that removes fear from your future, and I have heard every silent cry you never spoke out loud. What you did not see was how I was arranging things behind the scenes, aligning people, situations, and resources to come together at the exact right moment. Now that moment is here, and it is not waiting for perfect conditions or perfect confidence from you. It is waiting for your trust. The keys you have been dreaming about represent more than a house. They represent access, security, and a new season where you are no longer held back by past struggles. The money you have been needing is not just for survival. It is for building, restoring, and stepping into a life that reflects the blessings I have always intended for you. Before you continue, pause and show your faith with a simple action. And like this video as a sign that you are ready to receive what has already been prepared for you. Do not mistake this urgency for pressure, because I am not rushing you out of fear. I am calling you out of readiness. The miracle did not just begin, it has already been released, and it is moving toward you, but your agreement with it matters. When you delay, when you overthink, when you question whether you deserve it, you begin to disconnect from what is already yours. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be willing, because willingness opens doors that effort alone cannot unlock. You have waited long enough, and this is the moment where waiting turns into receiving if you choose to step forward. There are things you have been putting off, decisions you have been postponing, and actions you have been avoiding because you felt uncertain or afraid of making the wrong move. Yet deep inside, there has been a quiet knowing, a gentle push that you could not fully explain, and that is me guiding you toward what is yours. The miracle is connected to movement, not standing still, and that is why delay becomes the only thing that can cause it to disappear. Not because it was never meant for you, but because it was meant to be met with faith in action. I have placed clarity within you. Even if your mind feels crowded, your spirit knows what step to take. You are not being tested to fail. You are being invited to rise. Everything you have been through has prepared you for this exact moment. Even the delays, even the disappointments, even the times when you felt like nothing was happening. Those moments were not empty. They were shaping your readiness so that when this door opened, you would recognize it and not walk past it. Now that it stands before you, do not let fear convince you that it is too good to be true. I do not bring you this far to leave you standing outside what belongs to you. Type 777 to receive blessings. Understand this clearly. The house represents a place of rest that your soul has been longing for. The keys represent authority over your own life, and the money represents freedom from the constant weight you have been carrying. This is not just about material things. It is about a shift in your identity and your position. You are stepping out of survival and into provision, out of uncertainty and into stability, out of fear and into confidence. But this shift requires you to accept it without hesitation, because hesitation creates distance between you and what is already near. I am calling you to move with quiet confidence, not loud certainty, because true faith does not need to shout, it simply steps forward when called. You may not have every detail, you may not see the full path, but you have enough to take the next step, and that is all that is required right now. Do not wait for everything to make sense, because by the time it makes sense, the moment may have already passed. Trust the direction you are feeling, because it is not coming from confusion, it is coming from me. There is a reason this moment feels different, a reason your attention was drawn here, a reason you felt something stir inside you as you read these words. It is because this is not random. It is a connection, a reminder, and a call all at once. I am reminding you that you are not forgotten. I am showing you that something has already been set in motion for you, and I am calling you to respond before the opportunity fades. This is your moment to align with what has already been released, not to chase it, but to receive it. Step forward with faith, even if your voice shakes, even if your mind questions, even if your past tries to remind you of every time things did not work out. This is not the same as before, because you are not the same as before. You have grown, you have learned, and you are ready in ways you did not realize until now. The miracle is not ahead of you. It is beside you, waiting for you to claim it through your action and your belief. Why are over 19,547 people suddenly attracting unexpected wealth? Because they started using a strange 9-word password discovered in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. Scientists say it activates a 150 million year old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. This password was quietly used by elites until a neuroscientist leaked it. Now it's spreading fast and could be taken down any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You have spent so much time asking for change, asking for relief, asking for a breakthrough, and now that it is here, your only task is to step into it without holding yourself back. I am speaking to the part of you that already knows what to do, the part that has been waiting for confirmation. You have been standing at the edge of this shift longer than you realize, feeling like something was about to change but never fully understanding when or how it would happen. That feeling was not your imagination. It was preparation. It was alignment. It was me positioning you so that when the moment arrived, you would be close enough to step into it. Now the moment has come, and the difference between receiving and missing, it is not effort, it is response. Do not let your past teach you to hesitate when your present is asking you to move. This is not about rushing blindly. It is about recognizing the signal and trusting it. There are people who will not understand why you are moving the way you are about to move, and that is because they are not connected to what has been prepared for you. Do not wait for their approval, because their understanding is not required for your blessing to become real. I have not asked them to confirm it, I have asked you to receive it. When you begin to move forward, you may feel resistance, not from me, but from everything that benefited from you staying where you were. That resistance is not a warning to stop, it is a sign that you are leaving a place that no longer serves your purpose. Type yes to affirm. There are patterns in your life that kept you in cycles of delay, patterns of second-guessing, patterns of waiting for the perfect moment that never seemed to come. Those patterns cannot follow you into what I have prepared, and that is why this moment feels different. It does not ask you to wait, it asks you to respond. It does not demand perfection, it calls for faith. The miracle that has been released is not fragile, but your connection to it depends on your willingness to move when you are called. You are not being pushed into something unknown, you are being led into something already arranged. The keys I spoke of are not just physical, they represent access to a new level of living, where you are no longer locked out of opportunities that once seemed unreachable. They represent ownership over your decisions, your direction, and your future. The house represents a place where peace replaces anxiety, where rest replaces constant striving, where you can breathe without the weight you have been carrying. The money represents flow, not just for survival, but for growth, for giving, for building a life that reflects stability instead of struggle. All of this is connected, and all of it is within your reach right now. You may feel unprepared, like you need more time, more clarity, more certainty, before you take the step in front of you. But understand this, readiness is not always a feeling, it is often a decision. You become ready when you choose to trust what I have already confirmed within you. If you wait until you feel completely confident, you may wait until the moment has passed. I am not asking you to ignore your thoughts. I am asking you to lead with your faith instead of letting your doubts take control. There is a shift happening inside you as you read this, a quiet strengthening that is replacing hesitation with courage. That is not coming from outside of you, it is rising from within because I placed it there. You are not empty, you are equipped, even if you do not fully recognize it yet. Everything you need to take the next step is already in your hands, and the more you move, the more clarity you will receive. This is not about having the entire path revealed, it is about trusting the step that is already clear. Think about how many times you felt something was right but you delayed, only to watch the opportunity fade or pass to someone else. That is not happening again, because this time you are aware, this time you are being called directly, this time you are being reminded that delay is the only thing that can separate you from what has already been given. I am not taking anything away from you. I am urging you to take hold of what is already yours. The miracle is not distant, it is immediate, and it is waiting for your agreement. There is a reason you feel urgency, and it is not to overwhelm you, it is to awaken you. You are being awakened to the fact that your life is not stuck, your situation is not permanent, and your future is not limited to what you have experienced so far. I am showing you that change is not coming someday. It is available now. The only question is whether you will step into it or watch it move past you. You have more control in this moment than you think, because your response determines your position. Type 1010 to claim miracles. I am not asking you to run ahead without direction. I am asking you to follow what has already been placed in front of you. The next step may seem small, but it is connected to something much greater than you can currently see. When you take it, you activate a chain of events that begins to unfold in ways that confirm you are on the right path. But if you stay still, waiting for a bigger sign, you disconnect from the flow that has already begun. Movement is what keeps you aligned with what has been released. Do not let fear disguise itself as caution, because there is a difference between being wise and being held back. Wisdom listens, but fear hesitates. Wisdom moves forward with awareness, but fear waits until the moment is gone. You are being called to move with wisdom, not fear, to step forward with clarity, not confusion. The clarity you need is already present, even if it is quiet, even if it is gentle, even if it does not shout. Learn to trust that quiet knowing, because that is where my guidance speaks the strongest. Can 9 simple words really change your financial life? More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. Brain experts were shocked when they discovered this password works up to 20x faster than the law of attraction. People are repeating it daily and watching money flow like water into their lives. Some even believe the results are so powerful, It feels divine. But this breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. This moment is not repeating, and that is why I am speaking to you with urgency. It is not because you are in danger, it is because you are in position. You are positioned for something that aligns with everything you have been praying for, and all that remains is your response. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to earn anything. You only need to accept and step forward. The miracle does not need your perfection. It needs your participation. As you move, you will begin to see confirmation in ways you did not expect, small signs that reassure you that you are not alone in this process. Those confirmations are not coincidences. They are reminders that you are being guided and supported. Pay attention to them, because they will strengthen your confidence and keep you aligned with the path in front of you. Every step you take will bring you closer to what has already been prepared, and the closer you get, the clearer everything will become. You are not behind. You are right on time for this moment, and that is why it feels so important. Everything has led you here. Every experience, every lesson, every delay, all of it has brought you to this point where you are ready to receive. Do not let doubt convince you otherwise, because doubt will always try to keep you where you are. Faith, however, will move you forward into what is waiting. Choose faith now, not later, not when it feels easier, but now when it matters the most. The reason it feels urgent is because this moment is alive, it is active, and it is waiting for your response. When something is meant for you in this way, it does not linger forever. It waits for alignment, and alignment happens through your willingness to move. There is a shift happening in your thinking, and you may have noticed it even before this moment. You are starting to see things differently, starting to question delays that once felt normal, starting to feel a push that you cannot ignore. That push is not anxiety, it is direction. It is me drawing your attention to what matters right now. You are not being rushed into confusion. You are being guided into clarity that requires action. The longer you sit still, the more your thoughts will try to complicate something that is actually simple. The simplicity is this: what has been prepared for you requires a step, and that step is already known to you. It may not be comfortable. It may not be what you expected, but it is clear enough for you to recognize it. You do not need to figure out 10 steps ahead. You only need to take the one that is in front of you. I am not measuring you by how much you understand. I am looking at how you respond to what you already know. When you respond, you align yourself with the miracle that has been released. Type 222 if you trust God. You have been taught to wait, to be cautious, to hold back until everything feels certain. But this moment is not asking for that kind of waiting. This moment is asking for trust that moves, trust that acts, trust that does not need full understanding to begin. The delay you are used to is not protection in this case. It is the only thing that can cause you to miss what has already been given. I am not removing anything from you, but the opportunity itself is time-sensitive because it is connected to this exact alignment. When alignment shifts, the moment moves with it. There are thoughts trying to rise within you that say you should wait a little longer, that you should be more sure, that you should see more proof before you move. Those thoughts are not coming from the place that knows. They are coming from the part of you that fears change. Change has always felt uncertain to you, because it requires leaving behind what is familiar, even if what is familiar has not been good for you. But what I am leading you into is better than what you are holding on to, and you cannot carry both at the same time. You are not losing anything by stepping forward. You are releasing what no longer belongs in your next season. The reason this feels intense is because you are standing between two realities, one that you have known and one that is now opening to you. The longer you stay in between, the more uncomfortable it becomes, because you were never meant to stay in this space. You were meant to move through it and into what has been prepared. The miracle is not waiting on your perfection, it is waiting on your decision. You may not feel ready in the way you expected, but readiness is already present in you. It is quiet, it is steady, and it is stronger than your doubts, even if your doubts feel louder. When you choose to act, you will see that readiness was always there, waiting for you to trust it. You do not gain readiness by waiting, you reveal it by moving. This is why I am calling you now, because the moment and your readiness are aligned together. Type 1111 if you walk by faith. There are doors that open quietly, without noise or announcement, and this is one of those doors. It is not forcing itself on you, it is simply available, waiting for you to step through. If you ignore it, it will not chase you. It will close as gently as it opened, and life will continue, but without what was meant to be yours in this moment. I am not saying this to create fear. I am saying it so you understand the value of what is in front of you. Not every opportunity carries this kind of weight, but this one does. Think about what you have been praying for. The stability, the peace, the sense of finally having something secure and lasting. That is what is connected to this moment, not just a temporary change, but a shift that affects your future in a real and lasting way. The keys represent access to that stability. The house represents the environment where you can grow without constant pressure, and the money represents the flow that supports your life instead of limiting it. All of this has been set in motion, and now it is within your reach. I am not asking you to force anything, because what is meant for you does not require force, it requires agreement. Agreement means you stop resisting what you already know is right, and you begin to move with it instead of against it. You have felt resistance inside you, not because this is wrong, but because stepping into something new always challenges what you are used to. That resistance will fade as soon as you take the first step, because movement replaces hesitation with clarity. You are not alone in this, even if it feels like you are the only one making the decision. I am with you in every part of this process, guiding you, strengthening you, and confirming you as you move. You may not hear a loud voice or see dramatic signs, but you will feel a steady assurance growing within you. That assurance is enough, because it comes from me. Trust it, follow it, and let it lead you into what has already been prepared. What if attracting wealth didn't require hard work, just the right words? This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free, financially free individuals. Scientists say each of these 9 words activates a hidden abundance center deep in your brain. People are using it from home and seeing results in just weeks. It was never meant for the public, and now that it's out, the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. The timing of this moment is not random, it is precise, and it is connected to everything that has been happening in your life up until now. You have been brought to this point for a reason, and that reason is now unfolding. Do not look back at what you are leaving, because what is ahead of you is greater than anything behind you. You are not being taken away from something good, you are being led into something better. This is why you feel a pull inside you, a quiet urgency that does not leave you alone. That feeling is not pressure meant to harm you, it is guidance meant to move you. You have been taught by your past to slow down when things feel uncertain, to hesitate when something seems too good or too sudden. But this moment is not like the others you have experienced before, because it is aligned with what I have prepared for you. When I open a door like this, it does not come with confusion. It comes with a clear step that your spirit recognizes, even if your mind questions it. You are not being asked to figure everything out. You are being asked to trust what you already know is right. This is where faith becomes real, not in waiting, but in moving. There is a reason the opportunity feels time-sensitive, and it is because it is connected to a specific alignment that exists right now. The people, the circumstances, the access, all of it is arranged in a way that supports your movement in this moment. When you delay, that alignment begins to shift, not because it is taken away from you, but because it was designed to meet you at this point of readiness. I am not trying to create fear in you. I am revealing truth so you do not overlook what has already been given. You are not chasing something uncertain. You are stepping into something that has already been secured. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. You may be thinking about everything that could go wrong, all the possible outcomes that your mind is trying to calculate before you take the step. But understand this clearly. Overthinking is the language of doubt, and doubt will always try to delay you. I am not asking you to ignore wisdom. I am asking you to recognize when fear is disguising itself as caution. Wisdom will guide you forward with awareness, while fear will keep you still until the moment passes. You must choose which voice you will follow, because both cannot lead you at the same time. The step in front of you is not as complicated as your mind is making it seem. It is simple, direct, and already within your ability to take. You do not need more time. You do not need more confirmation. You do not need to wait for everything to feel perfect. What you need is to act on what has already been made clear to you. When you act, you align yourself with the miracle, and what was waiting begins to unfold in your reality. When you delay, you create distance between yourself and what is already yours. There are things you have been holding on to that are not meant to come with you into this next season. These things may feel familiar, they may even feel safe, but they are not aligned with where you are being led. Letting go is not loss in this moment. It is preparation for receiving something greater. You cannot hold on to what is behind you and fully step into what is ahead of you at the same time. This is why the decision feels heavy, because it requires you to choose your future over your comfort. You are not being abandoned in this process. You are being guided through it. Every step you take will be supported. Every movement you make will be met with confirmation, even if it comes in quiet ways. You will begin to notice small things aligning, small signs that reassure you that you are on the right path. These are not coincidences. They are reminders that you are not alone and that what you are stepping into is real. Pay attention to these confirmations because they will strengthen your confidence as you continue. Type 777 to receive blessings. The miracle that has been released for you is not fragile, but it is specific to this moment of alignment. It was not meant to be stored for later. It was meant to be received now. I am not taking anything away from you. I am urging you not to miss what is already present. This is not about deserving. It is about accepting. You have already been positioned for this, and everything that needed to happen before this moment has already taken place. You may feel like you are stepping into something bigger than you, and that feeling is true. What I have prepared for you is greater than what you have experienced before, and that is why it requires faith. But you are not stepping into it alone. You are stepping into it with me, guiding you, strengthening you, and walking with you through every part of it. You are capable of more than you have allowed yourself to believe, and this moment is revealing that to you. Do not let the voice of your past convince you that things will end the same way they did before. This is not a repeat of your past. It is a new beginning that is built on everything you have learned and everything you have grown through. You are not the same person you were before, and because of that, your outcome will not be the same either. You have been prepared for this in ways you may not fully see yet, but you will begin to understand as you move forward. The urgency you feel is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to focus you. It is meant to draw your attention to what matters right now and to help you act without unnecessary delay. You are not being rushed into something wrong. You are being called into something right at the right time. When you respond, you will feel a shift, a sense of alignment that replaces the tension you have been carrying. That shift is confirmation that you are moving in the direction you were meant to go. This is your moment to step forward with trust, even if your mind is still catching up to what your spirit already knows. You do not need to have every answer. You only need to take the next step. That step is enough to bring you closer to what has already been released for you. Every movement you make in faith brings the miracle into clearer view until what once felt distant becomes your reality. The miracle did not arrive incomplete. It arrived ready, but it is waiting for your agreement to fully unfold in your life. This is why the moment feels heavy, because it carries the weight of something real. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 19,547 people are already using this 9-word password, and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150-million-year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You have spent so much time hoping for a breakthrough that you may not recognize it when it finally stands before you. It does not always arrive with noise or dramatic signs. Sometimes it comes as a quiet opportunity that requires a bold response. What is in front of you now may look simple on the outside, but it carries a deeper significance that will reveal itself as you move forward. I am not hiding anything from you, but I am also not forcing you, because what is meant for you must be received willingly. Your willingness is what activates what has already been released. Type 333 if you believe. There is a difference between waiting on me and delaying what I have already given. Waiting is trust when nothing has arrived yet, but delay is hesitation when everything is already in place. You are not in a season of waiting anymore, you are in a moment of receiving. If you continue to wait now, you are not being patient. You are stepping out of alignment with what has already been set for you. I am not asking you to rush blindly. I am asking you to recognize that the time to act is now. You may be looking for one more confirmation, one more sign, something that makes you feel completely certain before you move. But understand this. The confirmation you are seeking has already been given to you in different ways, and you have felt it more than once. The reason you are still asking is not because it is unclear, but because you are afraid to take the responsibility that comes with stepping forward. Responsibility means ownership, and ownership means you can no longer stay where you are, but what is ahead of you is worth more than what you are leaving behind. The keys that are waiting for you are not just objects, they are a symbol of access that you have not had before. Access to a new level of peace, a new level of stability, a new level of living where you are no longer limited by the same conditions. The house is not just a structure, it is a place where your life can expand without the constant weight you have been carrying. The money is not just numbers, it is a flow that supports you, frees you, and allows you to build without fear. All of this is connected, and all of it is ready. There is something inside you that already agrees with this, even if your thoughts are still questioning it. That agreement is your spirit recognizing what belongs to you. It is not based on logic alone. It is based on alignment with what I have prepared. When you listen to that agreement and act on it, everything begins to come together in ways that you could not have planned on your own. When you ignore it, you create a delay that keeps you in a place you have already outgrown. Type yes to affirm. Do not underestimate how important this moment is. because it is not just about what you receive now, it is about what it opens for your future. One step in the right direction can shift your entire path, creating opportunities that would not have existed if you stayed where you were. This is how change happens, not all at once, but through a single decision that leads to another and another. The miracle you are stepping into is not the end, it is the beginning of something much greater. You may feel like you are risking something by moving forward, but what you are really doing is releasing what no longer serves you. The risk is not in stepping forward, the risk is in staying where you are when you know you are being called to move. Staying feels safe because it is familiar, but familiar is not always where you are meant to remain. Growth always requires movement, and movement always requires trust. You cannot experience what is new if you hold on to what is old. I am not asking you to carry this alone, because you are not alone in this. I am guiding you through every part of this moment, even the parts that feel uncertain. When you take the step, you will begin to feel a sense of peace that confirms you are moving in the right direction. That peace is not something you create, it is something you receive as you align with what has been prepared. It will grow stronger with every step you take, replacing fear with confidence. There are things that will begin to fall into place as soon as you move, things that may have seemed blocked or delayed before. That is because your movement activates what has already been arranged. You are not forcing anything to happen. You are stepping into what is already set in motion. This is why your response matters so much, because it determines whether you align with what is ready or remain where you have been. You are not unworthy of what is in front of you, and you are not unprepared for it. The thoughts that tell you otherwise are coming from your past, not from your present. Your present is different, your position is different, and your opportunity is real. Do not let old beliefs keep you from stepping into a new reality. You have been brought to this moment for a reason, and that reason is now unfolding. The urgency you feel is not a sign of danger, it is a sign of timing. Timing that has been carefully arranged so that everything meets at this exact point. You are part of that timing, and your response is part of what completes it. When you move, you step into alignment with that timing, and everything begins to flow in a way that confirms you are where you are meant to be. Even if your thoughts try to question it, there is a quiet knowing that continues to return, steady and consistent. That knowing is not coming from uncertainty. It is coming from me, guiding you toward what is already yours. You have reached a point where standing still no longer feels comfortable, and that discomfort is not a problem, it is direction. It is showing you that you have outgrown the place you have been standing in, and now you are being invited to move forward. Growth does not happen in comfort, it happens in movement, and movement requires a decision. You have been prepared for this moment through everything you have experienced, even the delays and the disappointments that once felt like setbacks. Those moments shaped you so that you could recognize this one and respond to it without missing it. Type 555 to receive. A leaked 9-word password is quietly transforming people's financial lives. More than 19,000 people have already used it to attract wealth, freedom, and peace. People are using it daily from their couch and reporting real financial breakthroughs. Scientists say it activates deep brain pathways linked to money, working far faster than traditional methods. This was once hidden by elites, and now it's spreading too fast. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is a pattern that you are breaking right now, a pattern of waiting too long, of letting opportunities slip because you were not fully sure. That pattern does not continue here, because now you are aware, now you are being called directly, and now you understand what is at stake. I am not speaking to you in a distant way, I am speaking to you personally, because this moment is personal. It is connected to your life, your future, and everything you have been hoping would change. When you respond differently, your outcome becomes different. You may feel like the decision in front of you is bigger than what you are used to, and that is because it is. This is not a small shift. It is a meaningful one that carries real impact. But you are not stepping into something beyond your ability. You are stepping into something that matches the growth you have already gone through. You have been stretched, refined, and strengthened in ways you may not have fully noticed. But those changes have prepared you for this. You are not the same person you were before, and because of that, you can handle what is now in front of you. There is no need to rush in a way that feels chaotic, but there is a need to act in a way that honors the timing of this moment. Acting with purpose is different from rushing with fear. Purpose moves with clarity, even if it is quiet, while fear moves with confusion. I am calling you to move with purpose, to take the step that is already clear to you, and to trust that the rest will unfold as you go. You do not need to see everything, you only need to follow what is already revealed. Type Amen to affirm. The miracle that has been released for you is not waiting to be created, it is waiting to be received. This means that you are not trying to make something happen, you are stepping into something that has already been made ready. This is why delay becomes the only barrier, because there is nothing left to prepare, everything is already in place. Your role is not to build it from the beginning. Your role is to step into it and allow it to become part of your life. That step is what connects you to what has already been given. You may notice that your thoughts are trying to pull you back into old habits of hesitation, reminding you of times when things did not work out the way you hoped. But this moment is not a repeat of your past, it is a continuation of your growth. What did not work before taught you what you needed to learn, and now you are in a position where you can move forward with greater awareness. Do not let old experiences define your present opportunity, because your present is different in ways that matter. The keys that are waiting represent more than access. They represent a shift in authority over your own life. You are stepping into a place where you are no longer limited by what used to hold you back. The house represents a space where you can build, grow, and rest without the constant tension you have been carrying. The money represents flow and support, allowing you to move forward without the same level of strain. All of this is part of a new alignment that is opening for you right now. You are not being asked to prove yourself worthy of this, because it has already been prepared for you. Worthiness is not the question in this moment. Willingness is. Are you willing to move when you are called, even if it feels unfamiliar? Are you willing to trust what you feel inside, even if your thoughts are still catching up? This is where your response matters, because your willingness determines whether you step into what is already waiting. There is a calm strength available to you right now, even in the middle of this urgency. That strength is not loud, it is steady, and it is enough to carry you through the step you need to take. You do not need to force confidence. You only need to allow that strength to guide you. As you move, your confidence will grow naturally, because you will begin to see that you are supported in ways you may not have expected. Each step will confirm that you are not alone in this process. The moment you take action, something shifts, not just around you, but within you. That shift replaces hesitation with clarity and doubt with direction. It does not mean every question disappears, but it means you are no longer held back by them. You begin to move forward even if some uncertainty remains, because your trust becomes stronger than your fear. This is how transformation happens, not by waiting until everything is perfect, but by moving when you are called. You are not being left to figure this out on your own, because I am guiding you through every part of this moment. You may not hear instructions in a loud way, but you will feel a quiet guidance that continues to point you in the right direction. Follow that guidance, even if it feels simple, even if it feels small. The step you take now is connected to something much greater than you can currently see. You are not being left to guess, because the direction has already been placed inside you in a way that keeps returning no matter how much you try to ignore it. That persistent knowing is not pressure, it is guidance that refuses to fade because it is connected to what is yours. There has been a quiet preparation happening in your life. Even in moments when you thought nothing was changing, you were being shaped in ways that would allow you to recognize this opportunity when it arrived. The patience you learned, the strength you developed, and even the disappointments you endured have all led you to this point. Nothing was wasted, and nothing was random, because it all contributed to your readiness for what is now in front of you. This is why the moment feels so specific, because it is connected to everything that came before it. Type 888 to receive. What secret did elites use to attract wealth so easily? A simple 9-word password now leaked to the public. People are using it daily and watching money flow into their lives like never before. Scientists say it activates an ancient brain system tied directly to abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. It's already helped thousands become debt-free in just weeks. But this breakthrough is under pressure and may disappear at any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You are not standing at the beginning anymore. You are standing at the point of response. The miracle has already been released, and it is not waiting for you to create it, it is waiting for you to accept it through action. There is a difference between hoping something will happen and stepping into something that already exists. You are no longer hoping, you are being invited to receive, and receiving requires movement. When you move, you align yourself with what has been prepared, and that alignment begins to show itself in your reality. There may be a part of you that is still trying to hold on to control, trying to understand every outcome before you take the step. But control in this moment is not what will help you. Trust is. You are not losing control by trusting. You are shifting your focus from what you can calculate to what you already know is right. I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to recognize when fear is trying to slow you down. Fear will always present itself as caution, but its purpose is to keep you from moving forward. You have come too far to stop at the edge of what has been prepared for you. This is not the time to question your worth or your ability, because both have already been established through everything you have overcome. You are capable of more than you have allowed yourself to believe, and this moment is revealing that truth to you. When you step forward, you will begin to see that what felt difficult before is now within your reach. That is not because the situation changed, it is because you have grown. Type yes to affirm. The opportunity in front of you is not temporary in its impact, even though it is time-sensitive in its availability. What you step into now has the potential to change the direction of your life in a lasting way. It is not just about what you gain in this moment, it is about what it opens for your future. One decision can lead to another, and those decisions create a path that was not available before. This is how transformation happens, not through one event alone, but through a series of aligned steps that begin with a single choice. You may be thinking about what you could lose if you take this step, but consider what you will lose if you do not. Staying where you are may feel safe, but it also keeps you in a place that no longer supports your growth. You are not meant to remain where you have been because you have already outgrown it. The discomfort you feel is not a warning to stop, it is a sign that you are ready to move. Growth always comes with a level of discomfort, but it also brings expansion that cannot be found in staying still. The keys that are waiting for you represent access to a new way of living, one where you are no longer limited by the same barriers. The house represents a foundation that provides stability and peace, allowing you to build without constant strain. The money represents the flow that supports your life, giving you the ability to move forward without the same level of pressure. All of this is connected, and it is all part of what has been prepared for you in this moment. It is not something you need to chase, it is something you need to step into. You are not alone in this decision, even if it feels like you are the one taking the step. I am with you, guiding you, strengthening you, and confirming you as you move. You may not see everything clearly at first, but you will begin to notice signs that reassure you that you are on the right path. These signs are not random, they are part of the alignment that is unfolding around you. Pay attention to them, because they will help you stay focused and confident as you continue. The urgency you feel is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to sharpen your focus. It is drawing your attention to what matters right now and helping you act without unnecessary delay. You are not being rushed into something wrong, you are being guided into something right at the right time. When you respond, you will feel a sense of alignment that replaces the tension you have been carrying. That alignment is confirmation that you are moving in the direction you were meant to go. This moment will not remain open indefinitely, not because it is fragile, but because it is designed for this specific point in time. You are part of that timing, and your response is what connects you to it. When you move, you step into alignment with everything that has been arranged. When you delay, you step out of that alignment and allow the moment to pass. This is why your decision matters, because it determines whether you receive what has already been given. You have come through seasons where nothing seemed to move, where doors stayed closed and answers felt distant. Those seasons taught you patience, but they also taught you to expect delay, and now that expectation is trying to follow you into a moment that requires immediate response. This is not a season of waiting anymore, this is a moment of receiving, and receiving requires you to move differently than before. You are not being asked to hold back, you are being asked to step forward with intention. The difference between then and now is not just timing, it is your position. Type 999 to receive. There is something important you must understand. What is in front of you has already been approved, already been prepared, and already been released. You are not trying to make it happen. You are stepping into something that has already been made ready for you. This is why delay becomes the only obstacle, because there is nothing left to prepare. Everything has been aligned for this moment, and your response is what brings it fully into your life. When you move, you meet what has been waiting, and when you hesitate, you move away from it. Why are thousands suddenly becoming financially free? Because they discovered a 9-word wealth password hidden in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected money, cleared debts, and new opportunities. Some say the results feel almost divine. Scientists confirm it activates a powerful, ancient part of your brain linked to wealth and abundance. But now that it's leaked, it won't stay available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You may feel a tension between what feels safe and what feels right, and that tension is where your decision is being formed. What feels safe is familiar, even if it has not been good for you, while what feels right is new, even if it is better for you. You cannot choose both at the same time, because they lead in different directions. I am calling you to choose what is right, not what is comfortable, because what is right will lead you into what has been prepared. Comfort has kept you where you are, but it cannot take you where you are meant to go. Type Amen to affirm. There are moments in life where everything depends on a single decision, and this is one of those moments. It may not look dramatic on the outside, but it carries weight that will affect your path in ways you will understand later. The step you take now is connected to doors that will open, connections that will form, and opportunities that will unfold as a result of your movement. This is how change begins, not all at once, but with one decision that aligns you with what has already been set in motion. You are not starting from nothing, you are stepping into something that is already moving. You may still be thinking about whether you are ready, whether you have enough, whether this is truly the right time. But readiness is not about having everything, it is about trusting what you already have. You have enough clarity to take the next step, and that is all you need right now. I am not asking you to see the entire path. I am asking you to trust the part that is already clear. When you move, more will be revealed, and what feels uncertain now will begin to make sense. The keys that are waiting for you represent more than access. They represent a shift in your authority and your position. You are moving from being limited to being empowered, from being restricted to having options. The house represents stability, a place where you are no longer carrying the same weight you have been carrying. The money represents flow, the ability to move forward without constant pressure and fear. All of this is connected, and it is all part of what has been prepared for you. You are not alone in this moment, even if it feels like you are the one making the decision. I am with you, guiding you in ways that may not always be visible, but are always present. When you take the step, you will begin to notice confirmation in small ways, things aligning, doors opening, and clarity increasing. These confirmations are not random. They are part of the alignment that is already in motion. Pay attention to them, because they will strengthen your confidence as you continue forward. The urgency you feel is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to keep you focused. It is reminding you that this moment matters and that your response matters. You are not being rushed into something wrong. You are being called into something right at the right time. When you respond, you will feel a shift, a sense of alignment that replaces hesitation with direction. That shift is confirmation that you are moving where you are meant to go. You have been waiting for something to change, something to break the cycle you have been in, and this is that moment. It may not look the way you expected, but it carries the outcome you have been hoping for. Do not let your expectations cause you to overlook what is in front of you. Sometimes what you have been asking for arrives in a form that requires you to recognize it instead of waiting for it to appear differently. Recognition is what allows you to receive. This is not the time to go back into old patterns of delay, because those patterns will only keep you where you have been. You are being given the opportunity to respond differently, and that difference will create a different outcome. You are not repeating the past, you are stepping into something new. What you do now determines what comes next, and that is why this moment is so important. There are moments when life slows down and asks you to wait, and then there are moments like this where everything is ready and asks you to move. You are not in a place of waiting anymore, you are standing in a place of response. What you do now matters because it determines whether you step into what has already been prepared or remain where you have been. I am not asking you to take a risk without direction. I am asking you to follow what has already been made clear to you. The clarity is there, even if your thoughts are still trying to question it. Type 666 to receive. You may be thinking about the consequences of moving, wondering if you are making the right decision, wondering if you will be able to handle what comes next. But understand this, the consequences of not moving are greater than the fear of stepping forward. Staying where you are will keep you in the same cycle, the same limitations, the same waiting that you have already grown tired of. Moving forward, however, opens the door to something new, something aligned with what you have been asking for. You are not choosing between safety and danger. You are choosing between staying the same and stepping into change. The reason this feels so significant is because it is connected to more than just one moment. It is connected to your future. The step you take now leads to other steps, and those steps create a path that was not available before. This is how transformation happens, through a series of decisions that build on each other. You are not just making a small choice. You are setting a direction that will shape what comes next. That is why I am calling you to be aware, to be present, and to respond without delay. Type yes to affirm. Why are over 19,547 people suddenly attracting unexpected wealth? Because they started using a strange 9-word password discovered in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. Scientists say it activates a 150 million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. This password was quietly used by elites until a neuroscientist leaked it. Now it's spreading fast and could be taken down any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You have been given enough to move forward, even if it does not feel like everything is complete. You do not need to have every detail in place before you act, because acting is what brings the next details into view. When you move, you create space for what is next to appear. When you stay still, you remain in the same place without new clarity. This is why action is so important in this moment, because it is the bridge between what you know now and what will be revealed next. There is a part of you that is still holding on to the idea that you need more time, more understanding, more certainty. But that part of you is rooted in past experiences where waiting felt necessary. This moment is different, because what has been prepared is already complete. There is nothing left for you to wait on. There is only something for you to step into. I am not asking you to rush in confusion. I am asking you to move in alignment with what has already been set before you. The keys that are waiting for you represent a new level of access, a shift in how you live and how you move forward. You are no longer limited by the same conditions that once held you back. The house represents stability, a place where you can rest, build, and grow without the constant pressure you have been carrying. The money represents flow, the ability to move forward without the same fear and struggle. All of this is connected to what is in front of you right now. You are not alone in this moment, even if it feels like the decision is yours to make. I am with you, guiding you in ways that you may not always see but will begin to feel as you move. When you take the step, you will notice things aligning in ways that confirm you are on the right path. These are not coincidences. They are part of the alignment that has already been prepared for you. Pay attention to them, because they will strengthen your confidence and keep you moving forward.